Hey folks, welcome to this week's edition of BrushPile Fishing. We are live from Arkabutla, Mississippi. It is the middle of August, and when I say it is hot, it is steaming hot down here. We're actually going to do a couple shows, but today's first show is going to be with John Harrison. If you've ever watched a show that we've done with him, it's never boring, and that's for sure. But we're going to be just pushing live minnow rigs. We're going to be using Caps and Coleman rigs, as a matter of fact. So we're going to get that summer bite on live minnows, so you stay tuned. We'll be right back with BrushPile Fishing.
Many people look at a lake and feel a sense of calm serenity. Crappie fishermen feel the heart-pounding anticipation of the thump. That's why host Russ Bailey is addicted to crappie fishing. It's this addiction that takes Russ from the Midwest to the Deep South in search of the best lakes, techniques, and patterns from some of the best crappie anglers in the country. Right here on BrushPile Fishing.
Hey folks, welcome back to BrushPile Fishing. Just getting started. As a matter of fact, you can see the sun's just starting to come out. I'm here with my good buddy, like I say, John Harrison. John, how are we doing this morning?
We're doing fine. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm still a little bit bitter over our last trip, but I've got over that. It's time to get on with life and try another show with you.
I hope it goes the same way it did last time, that I catch all of them and you don't catch nothing.
John, can you explain to the folks what we're doing this morning?
We're fishing a creek coming out of here. It's called Cane Creek right here in Arkabutla. We got some 1-ounce minnow rigs, Caps and Coleman minnow rigs. We got some 18-foot PSTs. We're kind of getting out away from this boat. This water's super clear. These fish, as the sun comes on up, will be on the bottom, but right now we're fishing about 8 foot, just about 3 or 4 foot off the bottom. And as the sun comes up, we'll have to get right down on the bottom, but we're just slow trolling. Got 6 poles right out the front here. We got straight minnows, and we might add a little color to them, a little crappie magnet or something here a little bit later on in the morning as the sun comes on up. But right now we're just going down through here at about 0.5, 0.6, hoping these fish will get woke up this morning.
And folks, as far as water temperature, we're about 84 degrees right now.
Yeah.
It's warm.
Yeah, and as that sun comes up, she's gonna get up close to 89, 90 degrees, yeah. It's its coolest point right now. We hope they bite good today. We had a bad storm come through here yesterday afternoon, unexpectedly pop up, and wind got pretty rough, and the lake got pretty rough, but hopefully here today they'll bite here after a while.
Here's the lake information, sponsored by Mossback Fish Habitat. Your gear and conditions, sponsored by Cornfield Fishing Gear.
Look here, early morning.
Not a bad one.
Starting out just like I want it to. Me getting the first one.
2 minutes into the trip.
Man, I hate I caught that first one.
I bet you do. Here we go again, folks.
I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. Look at there.
Look how thick. My goodness. Summer crappie.
Summer crappie right here on Arkabutla. Y'all stay with us.
Now, I didn't see that hit. Did he hit her hard? Or?
Oh, yeah, let me rub a little on you right there where you get a little luck on you. Yeah, he hit it pretty good, sure did.
Fishing with John Harrison, the things I'll do to bring you a good show, folks.
See, he makes a lot of sacrifices.
Folks, we are in the middle of August right now, actually doing a mini summer series in Arkabutla. We'll get this show today with John. We're going to do some power trolling later with Les Smith, and maybe even some crankbaiting tomorrow with Warren Cotton. So we're going to try everything here on Arka.
I sure hope you catch the next one.
Me too, man. You know, we talk about summer shows and how good the fish hit. Sometimes it's not so good for the anglers when that heat comes up, but man, if you get out early like now, it's great.
It's nice,
out here.
You know, and if you get out and say start at 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, you know, you get 4.5 good hours and get out of the heat. And you know, it's not as hot on this water as as it is out in the parking lot or
Right.
standing outside. If you got a little bit of a breeze blowing, it'll keep you cool. And just always remember, you know, bring you plenty of good sunblock, plenty of cold water. Just drink it whether you need it or not. Just stay good and hydrated. Summertime fishing, it's just really good. Man, I hope you don't catch another before I get me about 3 on you here.
John, how many years total you been guiding?
Man, about 22, I guess.
I was gonna say, it's been a while.
It's been a long, man.
I feel really bad that you missed that.
Man, I got bamboozled. It's really nothing any more peaceful than this.
This is great.
I mean, listen, it's just as quiet.
Well, we were in the parking lot this morning, got to hear an owl going at it.
Yeah. So, you know, summertime fishing is something through the years that's really progressed. You know, used to in the summertime, you never see nobody hardly fishing. And now through the years, people are just more and more people are coming out and enjoying, you know, fishing.
Well, and you know, one of the things, big thing to me is in the summer, you've got a lot more stable weather. You don't have them cold fronts coming in every other day.
And you never know what you're gonna get in March. It might be mild today and warm, and tomorrow it might be 30 degrees and 20-mile-an-hour winds, or you got 4 foot of rising water. It's so unpredictable in the spring, but you know, in the summer, once you get on a pattern, you know, in the summertime, it pretty much stays the same.
Well, and you know, we actually had a spring show scheduled, and then you guys got flooding down here.
Bad flooded. Well, I mean, the lake came up like 13 or 14 feet. It was, I mean, we got like 6 inches of rain, 12 inches of rain. I mean, it just kept, I mean, it put all these lakes just super high. There. Man, I hate that.
Well, he's not as big as yours, so you be happy.
Oh, well. That'll be all right, as long as he ain't no big one.
No. But hey, first crappie for me. Using these Caps and Coleman minnow rigs, and we'll do a gear check. Even those little fish, buddy, they're healthy. But we'll do a gear check here and talk about how easy these things are to use.
And you know, these they come with quarters, 3/8, halves, 3/4, 1 ounce. I mean, just whatever. You know, we use these 3/4 and 1s in the summertime, get a little more speed, get a little deeper. But you know, in the springtime, we use a lot of quarters and 3/8. You know, man, I hope you don't get 2 before I get another one. I got to change this up. But these are really good and really simple to put on, and they're tied to exactly the right depth. And
well, when Ronnie and Steve come up with something,
you know, it's got to be just perfect.
You better believe in it.
And oh well,
I'm gonna
oh, you don't get no 2-pounder there ahead of them.
Down there. That's a good fish, huh? Now, as far as size and numbers, what do we have here at Arkabutla?
All these 4 lakes, the big 4, Arkabutla, Enid, Sardis, Grenada, have to be over 12 inches. They got to be over 12. Yeah, they can't be exactly 12. You know, they've got to be over 12. Anything 12 and under, you got to release it.
Yes, sir. And that's good. Another good fish to get going. I'm just honored you let a Yankee come down here and get in the boat with you.
Yeah. No, we've been friends a long time. I know you don't catch many fish, and when you come down here, you can get you a few slabs. I know it's rough to catch them up north. You have to come down here and get these elephants.
Folks, we're not moving fast this morning. We're
We're going about 0.6.
Yep.
You can see right here about 0.6.
And John, what are we, you say this is a little ditch area?
It's a creek coming out. It's
Okay.
called Cane Creek. It's coming out of those woods up there, and those fish, this water's falling pretty fast, so those fish are pulling out of all those willows and buckbrush back there, and as they come down, they coming right down this creek right here. You see we're coming right down a creek right here.
Okay.
It's a small little creek, and they just filtering right down this creek. And it's all a flat out here on each side, you know, and it's just abundance of shad out here on this flat.
Oh. There he is.
There he is, right there. Look at that.
There he was.
Okay, Joe, we're back on. Look here.
Oh, look there, there's a double. There you go, John. Let me help you.
Yeah, I like that when you're taking my fish off. Yeah.
That'll be the last one.
Yeah, I like that.
Just another good keeper fish there. Doubles.
Remember, they come on this left side.
And we talked about the warm water. Let me tell you, they are warm.
The main thing is, I went from one behind to two ahead, I think.
That's that Mississippi math, folks. Folks, if you're interested in hiring John for a guide trip, one of the things that I think's cool is you can do jig fishing. He pulls crankbaits. He does this style fishing. Wade fishing. If you've never seen the show, we did wading one year. That show was actually taped in 45 minutes before a storm came through. John, what's the easiest way for him to get in touch with you?
Just contact me by cell phone, 662-983-5999, JH Guide Service.
There you go, folks. And it will not be a boring trip, let me tell you.
Uh-oh, Joe, look at him.
Oh, that's a good one. Want the net?
Nah, I'm gonna easy
All right.
him up here.
You let me know.
I was hoping maybe he'd get off or I wouldn't get so far ahead.
This show's never going to air, John.
Man, I knew it. I knew I'd get bamboozled.
Boy, they're pretty. He's caught two more than me, so he's what, 7 ahead?
Yeah. 2 more. Man, I hope everybody's keeping up with this. I'm thinking it's somewhere around 6 to 1. Okay, little crappies, wake up and go back to biting. I need to get about 2 more. That'd give me 12 to 1. You know, Russ, fishing's changed so much through the years. I mean, this is the way we started out guiding, trolling, and you know, I mean, now everything's went to live scoping. I mean,
Yeah.
we still offer we do live scope. Look at here.
Oh, that's a good one.
19. Live scoping trips, but you know, we like this old school trolling right here. Putting multi-poles out.
Even on the tournament trail now, basically, if you're not live scoping,
I know, yeah.
even vertical jigging, there's still something pulling up to a bunch of trees and not knowing if you're going to get that hit.
Not knowing if you're gonna get that thump. It's something about that excitement when you put that hook in there, you know, where there's one in there or not. And I don't know what's wrong with this side of the boat over there. And I'm trying, I really am.
I think the favorite show I've done with you was when we did that wading.
Yeah,
That
we had a
storm
lot of
coming
calls
in.
on that. Yep, we sure did. A lot of people look, you know, they leave duck hunting, you know, at the end of January. They don't want to put them waders up. They want to, you know, if we get some, you know, the water gets high like it has the last 4 years, that wading's phenomenal. You know, and you think of wading, people think, well, that water's, you know, the ground's muddy. It's not like that. The winter drawdown, you know, it's dry ground everywhere.
Yeah.
And then when the water comes up, it's just like walking on concrete. Just, I mean, it's absolutely no, boy, if I catch this in here, this will be, Man, I just really hope he don't get on there.
And it was good to see Mark Riddle, Cornfield Crappie.
Yeah.
Mark's down here doing some fishing.
He's been down all week. Really enjoyed him down here. And let me tell you, they put out a great product.
You cannot find a better.
If anybody can tear anything up, I'm the first one to tell you I can tear it up. I can, you know, you don't know what you're gonna get into on these lakes as far as a high wind. And when you're going down the lake bouncing 4-foot white caps, first thing's gonna hit is your units is gonna hit the deck. You're gonna bust a glass out of one of them. I'm telling you, that right there, you don't never have to tighten it. Once you put it on there, it's there and it ain't going nowhere. You can take a dozer and run over it. Look. I mean, it's there.
It's
I mean,
as solid as they make.
It's solid as they come. Nothing comes no better than that Cornfield crappie mounts. I've got one on my little boat. I got 2 on this one. I can honestly tell you that it's It's a great product.
Well, and he's a super guy, and he likes to fish. The man likes to fish.
That's the main thing. And look, it's all made in the USA.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now, John, I want to ask your opinion because it's about 50-50. Some people like having a T-bar system when they're trolling. You've got individual rod holders.
Well,
why is it that you prefer the individuals?
Because when like right now, when I put that pole in there, I never shook none of these poles.
Yep.
When I touch this pole, these never move. When putting poles in, or it's nothing wrong with T-bars. It's just I prefer single bars, because when I don't, when I'm fooling with this pole or it's hung up, it don't shake the rack, and the rest of them, are shaking. It's only one, and you can adjust them. That's just my preference. I like the single Driftmaster rod holders.
I like the singles for this. Now when I'm long lining out
the back,
I'll
now
have
out the
that T-bar.
back there, pulling cranks or long lining out jigs out the back, I want that solid bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like you though, I like the individuals.
Very easy to take off and on, and mash down when you're, walking, you can mash them down. And folks, there's a lot of people fishing today, and I'm gonna just be honest, why there's nobody around us. I came to a place that I really didn't want nobody to see me. So I had to come up in here and kind of hide away from everybody else.
You gonna get that fish so you could add one more?
I'll be 27. I get that one. It's kind of getting a little embarrassing. Man. Uh-oh. 28. Look at here. Look at here, what a good one.
Dude, that's a good fish.
That's 28 or 9. I can't. When it gets out of hand there, I count. I hope them was good sharp hooks. I hope I didn't break the tips off of them.
If you just joined us, folks, we're in Arkabutla, fishing a little creek that John knows about. Midsummer, mid-August, actually.
That's the only time that when he looks at the weather and sees it's 100, 105, he says, hey, let's go to Mississippi and fish with OJH.
We tried the spring thing, and you couldn't keep the floods away.
He waits just like last year and the year before and the years before, the hottest days of the year. Oh, we're gonna go down there and see if we can make him catch a fish in that hot weather. I'll talk to you about something else. These War Eagle boats, phenomenal. You cannot, I mean,
I like the room on the deck.
I can't say it. Well, for people like me and you that's had too many biscuits and sweet cakes, you got plenty of room up here.
Us 2X petite guys?
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. But sure, you got plenty of room to move around. You got plenty of room for your units. You got plenty of room for your coolers.
Yep.
I mean, you're not all scrooged up here.
No, I love the room on these boats. And I like to do a lot of dock shooting, same thing up on this deck. You got plenty of room.
I troll out of it, I jig fish out of it, I live scope out of it. I mean, it's whatever you want, whatever you prefer, And they can custom build you a boat over there, John and Mike, any way that you want it done. Any certain way you want it, they can take care of whatever your needs are.
And they'll handle some rough water, because you've been in some of it down there.
I couldn't trust anything, I couldn't trust anything else. Just being honest, I couldn't. I've been in some really, really bad stuff, and you gotta have when you got clients, you gotta make sure that they're, it's safe. You can't be out on the water, nothing that's really not, that you're afraid to be out on the water with.
I've already got my mindset. When I'm doing a spider rig show with you, I'm just here to relax and watch you fish.
Well, it gives me, I can fish with, and that's another thing let's bring up. You only allowed 4 poles per person, And if you want to talk about the limit, it's 15 per person, 40 maximum, no matter how many's on that boat. If there's 10 people,
40's a lot of fish.
Yeah, 2 people you can get 30, 3 people's 40, 4 people's 45, ever how many's on there, whether you're on a pontoon, trolling, or whatever you're on.
40's it.
40's it, that's it. All remember, over 12 inches.
John, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough question here. So when you're guiding during the spawn, and people are catching them great big females full of eggs, do you try to get them to put some of them back?
We encourage throwing fish back to protect our resources. If you got a big one you want to mount, that's fine. But we just encourage throwing those big ones back. Those 15, 16 inch big old females, we encourage everybody to put them back. If you got 1 or 2 big ones, a lot of people come and they want some to mount, that's fine. But taking out 15 or fish over outside. Be sure to get that in Joe, because, well, never mind, Joe. I wanted to make sure you got 2 on this show anyway. He get you a minnow?
No.
Yeah, we encourage that. Please throw them back. Put them back. Let somebody else catch them and enjoy catching them and keep them going. The lakes get so much pressure now. Like I said, back in the old days, nobody, wasn't fishing, fish in the spring, fish in the fall, nobody in the summer. And now, I fish on through December and January.
Do they draw this lake down pretty much?
All 4 of them.
Okay.
All 4 of the big 4, they draw them all the way down for winter drawdown. They're, like I said, they're here for flood control, and they draw them all the way down. But most of them, except for Grenada's kind of hard to get in the winter time. But most of them, you have a ramp that you can put in, and fish in low water out here.
Oh, he took out one.
Oh, look here.
Oh, there's a good one.
48.
And that one took it straight down.
As y'all can see, if I could have any help at all, any help, Joe.
And John, you had said we had just dropped down in that creek from 11 down to 14.
Right on the edge. Uh-oh, look at here. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, it's catfish. See?
Not as big as the one you caught yesterday, though. Huh?
No.
There we go.
Oh, he got a crappie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go. Come here.
It's a miracle.
There we go. Not a bad fish.
Not a bad one at all.
Look at there, folks. Last couple fish have been pretty nice. John let me catch one. I appreciate that.
Well, I hope I don't catch one on your pole, but I'm about to. It didn't take him long to grab that one, did he?
Did you hit your first pole?
Here's one.
I was gonna say.
Look here.
I see.
Look at here. Look at there.
There's a dandy.
Look at there.
3 good ones in a row, folks. Nice fish.
Let me get that dip net and put it right under there. I don't want to lose that giant right there.
Look at that. Summertime slab.
All right, everybody, there's your Captain Coleman, 1 ounce minnow rig. Look at that hook.
My goodness, look at that.
Ain't no way that one's coming off.
Look at the
Look
belly
at
on
there.
that thing.
Look at that belly.
He's been eating.
Like 2 more, I know. Look at that. Ain't that pretty?
It's a John Harrison Russ Bailey belly.
Bye-bye, baby. Now we rolling. Now we rolling. I was gonna show everybody right here how easy this Captain Coleman rig is to, well, he's caught his 2nd fish. I hate to.
That's my first, John.
I hate to.
Well, you got 37?
It's closer to 40. Simple to unroll that. Tie it right up. I know y'all won't get my knot. Get him.
Ah, here, John. Ah, never mind.
Oh boy.
Doggone it.
Well, that would have been his 3rd one, but
Dude, I'm surprised there ain't no other boats down this way.
Hey,
Nobody.
I told everybody at that ramp yesterday, I said, y'all please don't come back there. I'm kind of embarrassed with who I'm taking fishing. And I didn't want nobody to see me. And look, when we go out, and I hate to ask this, when we go out, I got a couple paper sacks. I want you to put one on and just ease toward the truck up there that way.
I'll do it for you, John.
Yeah. Let's get it. Well, I got a couple paper sacks up there. I'm gonna put one on my head too. We'll let Joe. He'll be all right. We'll let Joe that one.
Ask the Angler, sponsored by Hook and Bullet Sunglasses.
So John, we started a new section in the show called Ask the Angler, where we tell where we're going to be fishing, who we're fishing with, and viewers can ask a question in advance. We got a question from Jeff Tobin, who wants to know, during the summer months, how do you go about picking your size of minnow that you use?
Well, if the water's clear, you don't really have to have, in the summertime, a big minnow. You don't have to have. Now, as you can see here, we got, and those are about number 6s. We call them a medium. They're about number 6 minnows. Okay. And we mix a few, got a fish here. We mix a few big ones in there, which is number 8s and 10s. Okay. They call what large, you know, but they're about an 8 or 10, and they're. I'm gonna show you right here in this little old fish's mouth. See what he bit? There's about a number 8 minnow right there. That's a big 8 right there. We just mix them up different sizes. Now, if the water is muddy in the spring or got some, you know, if it's colored up, we like a big minnow. And I tell you why, because a lot of fish that I caught even in Grenada in the spring and March, those big females, 2.5, 3 pound females, would have shad tails sticking out of their throat. And I pulled a couple of them out this year and put them on a ruler, and they was 5 inches long and about 5 inches and about 1.5 inches tall. Then they had swallowed them, and their stomachs looked like it was about, well, I can use that as an example, can I? No, they was just about to bust almost, you know, just with those baits. So there's no way you can buy a minnow that long, but, you know, we love a big profile. We'll even use a, you know, we'll put up, here's one right here. We'll put a big minnow on, and you see some of these minnows here are large, but these little crappie here, they biting them. So it don't really matter. Now in the winter, when it's some days, you know, it's cold, it's not so much a good bite, we'll use just small minnows. They don't have to be great big, just because of the bite, you know. Right. Here's one right here. Well, was a lot of shooting. Here's another one right here. I think I got this one. You kidding me? Ah, well, I got them. 64.
But anyways, Jeff Tobin, there you go. Or Ask the Angler.
You know, and if anybody has any questions they have about anything, feel free to call me. You know, anytime. You don't have to call just to book a guide trip, but if you have any questions about your lakes, you know, we can tell you how we catch them here. They might not work, you know, where everybody else is here, where everybody's from, but you know, this style of fishing works pretty well wherever you are, and we'll certainly help anybody. We'll tell you how we do it. It might not be the exact way, but we'll help anybody any way we can, and feel free to call, because we don't mind helping anybody. Except for us.
Were you up to 64, 65?
When you get to, there you go. When you get that, look at here, look at here.
There we go. John, I just missed one on that back rod. Come here. Another good white. Boy, and let me tell you, folks, we had these last night at Les's place. They taste good.
Yeah. Look at there, though. Look at there.
There we go.
He buried the pole. No Russ. I only caught number 2. We've been fishing, what, 9 hours, 10?
10, and that's number 2 for me.
No, I'm just kidding. We've been fishing about an hour.
It's been crazy this morning.
About an hour. It's been, we probably put 20 in the boat.
And we've got every size. I mean, we call from minnow size to
8 inches, 10 inches, 11 inches, plumb up to 14 and a half, 15 inches. I got me a big.
It's been a fun morning.
It sure has. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You know, you talked earlier in the show that with this heat, get out here early and, you know, fish till 10, 11 o'clock in the morning and get out of here. We've been here an hour, and if we were keeping fish to clean, we'd have had a good mess already.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Done. And it's comfortable out here this morning,
It is.
folks.
You got a little, you know, you got a little breeze, but, you know, as that sun gets on up toward 12 o'clock, you know, you need to be headed out. Just make sure you bring plenty of cold water and plenty of sunblock, hat. Most of the time I got a sombrero.
Gloves.
Yeah.
You know, I think me and you've talked before, I've had skin cancer before, so I wear these tournament shirts now, are lightweight, they're good for the summer. Got the gloves.
And now the BrushPile Gear Check, sponsored by Garmin.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's gear check. We're going to show you what we was using today. We got the trolling rod by B&M, the 18-foot PST. That's just one of my favorite. We've got some 10-pound test line here, and my favorite, Caps and Coleman. We was using 1-ounce minnow rigs today by B&M. I got 2 sizes of minnows on here. I got about a number 6 or 8 on the bottom and a small one on top. When we buy them here, we get about half and half. That way, some days they'd rather have the little ones as the big ones. Some days they'd rather have a bigger minnow. So we just kind of gave them a choice of both of them here today. And that's today's gear check. There he is.
Not a big dog, but
he made number 2.
well, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's show. John, as always, brother, it is always fun fishing with you, and you even let me catch a few today.
Yeah, he got a few. He got a few, sure did. No, I appreciate you coming. Always brush pile fishing. We love it. We love it down here in Mississippi.
I'll tell you what, folks, summertime crappie here at Arkabutla. Again, we're doing a mini series on this lake. This was show number 1. Live bait, simple rigs, Caps and Coleman. It doesn't get much easier than just putting that on and going at it.
B&M poles, Caps and Coleman minnow rigs, just simple trolling.
Well, John, like I say, brother,
you got a fish out there. Just turn on around there and get him.
Oh yeah, folks. This is for real.
This is it right here. I mean,
unbelievable. Let me get turned around here. Are you kidding me?
There it is.
I'll tell you what, man. I always love fishing with this guy. If you're thinking about coming down here for a guide trip and you've never hired John, get down here because you will have an absolute blast. And that was the way to end the show right there,
That
brother.
was it.
Folks, Arkabutla, get out here with John Harrison. Summertime fishing, it's incredible.
Give us a call.
Stay tuned, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on BrushPile Fishing. John, we all have somebody that we learned a lot of fishing from, and I understand that most of what you know, you learned from Kent Driscoll. John? Sorry, Kent, I tried to get you some love here, man. You see how he treats you.
Man, that sun sure is pretty coming up this morning.
Special thanks to B&M Pole Company, War Eagle Boats, Crappie Magnet, Slime Line Fishing Line, Cornfield Fishing Gear, Eye-Hole Jig, Easy Drift, Driftmaster, Offshore Tackle Company, Power Pole, Mossback Fish Habitat, Hook and Bullet Sunglasses, Garmin,